Hey Thomas Page, good evening. It's Ms. Broden. I'm at school right now in our library. Have you been checking out our virtual library that Ms. Gore, Miss Jenny, is always updating and posting online? It's in Tiger Tales newsletter every week, and I will post a link to it on Facebook as well, and I know your teachers have been doing that. Have you looked in the library? You have access to all these amazing books in Miss Jenny's virtual library. Miss Jenny's doing such a great job being the most amazing librarian during distance learning, and we really appreciate her. Tonight we're going to read chapter 4 of Soccer on Sunday, and I'm so excited to read chapter 4 with you. It's going to be great. Are you ready? So Jack and Annie are in Mexico City. They're going to attend the World Cup final game. And they're doing that as a mission for Merlin, and they're trying to find the fourth secret of greatness. If you recall, they are on the search for that. So let's read chapter 4 together. Chapter 4, follow me. Wait till we stop again, Annie yelled at Jack. But what if we just missed our stop, said Jack. What if that was Pino Suarez? Remember, they're trying to find the stadium where the soccer match will be. We're stopping again. We have to check that map, said Annie. As the train slowed for the next stop, Jack and Annie both got ready to jump out of their seats. But when the metro doors jerked open, hardly anyone got off. Instead, new travelers pushed their way into the crowded car. Jack and Annie hardly had room to breathe, much less stand up and check the map. No way, Jack shouted to Annie. Can someone help us? Annie called. We need to get to the World Cup game. Where is the stop for Pino Suarez? Nobody seemed to hear her. This is hopeless, said Jack. Then he heard a small voice shouting above the noise of the train. Excuse me, pardon me, please. A boy from Mexico squeezed through the crowd to get to Jack and Annie. Did you say you're going to the World Cup game? He shouted. Yes, said Annie. Me too, said the boy. Can I help you? Yes, said Jack, relieved. We don't know where to get off the train. The next stop, Pino Suarez, said the boy. You can follow me. As soon as the train stopped, Jack and Annie followed the boy, squeezing past people to get to the door. Excuse me, they said. Then all three of them popped off the hot, airless train. Half the people on the train got off with them. Man, that was crazy, said Jack. He was covered in sweat. Thank you, Annie said to the boy. It's not over yet, the boy said, smiling. He had a cheerful, open face. We have to catch the blue line to the stadium. Can we come with you? Asked Annie. We lost our directions. Of course, said the boy. This way, pronto. Jack and Annie followed the boy down a tunnel and around a corner to the blue line. Hordes of people were waiting for that metro line, too. My father told me to go to the end of the platform, said the boy. The last train cars are never as crowded. As the train rolled into the station, Jack and Annie quickly followed the boy down the platform. They sped up when the doors opened. Just before the doors closed again, the three of them jumped into the last car of the train. The boy was right. The car wasn't crowded at all. They got good seats together. Jack felt hugely relieved. Thanks for helping us, he said. You're welcome, said the boy. My name is Roberto. He held out his hand. Jack shook Roberto's hand. I'm Jack, he said. And I'm Annie, said Annie, shaking his hand. Are you going to the game alone, Roberto? Yes, my parents gave me a ticket for my birthday present, said Roberto. It's the best present I've ever gotten. Is today your birthday? Asked Jack. Roberto nodded. I turned 10 years old today. Happy birthday, Jack and Annie said together. I'm 10 too, said Annie. Jack's 11. I have 8 brothers and sisters, said Roberto. It will be my job to tell them everything I see. They will all be waiting at home for my stories about the great game. He smiled, his big smile again. The train began to slow down. We get off here, said Roberto, standing up. Jack and Annie followed Roberto off the metro, down an underground passageway, then out of the stifling station into the breezy, wet air. Jack felt 1,000 times better. Now we take the tram line 53, said Roberto. That's like a subway above ground, right? Said Jack. Yes, come with me. Roberto led Jack and Annie across the walkway to the trolley tracks. Hundreds of people stood in lines waiting to board the packed trams. As they joined one of the lines, Jack pulled out some pesos. Everyone's going to the World Cup Championship game, said Roberto. People have come to Mexico from all over South America and Europe to see this game. Did you hear that it would be the game of a lifetime? Asked Jack. Absolutely, said Roberto. Did you know Pele was playing? Annie asked. Of course, Pele the Great, said Roberto. He has made over 1,000 goals, and his whole team is fantastic. They are called the Beautiful Team. That's cool, said Jack. 3 pesos, said the driver at the door of the tram. Roberto reached into his pocket, but Jack stopped him. I got it, he said. Jack handed over 3 pesos. Thank you, Jack, said Roberto. Then they all hopped aboard the tram, bound for the World Cup Championship game. There were no empty seats, so they stood in the aisle and held onto a pole. As the tram began to move, Jack, Annie, and Roberto huddled together and talked excitedly. Brazil has the best team in history, said Roberto, but Italy has a great team too. Did you hear the story of Italy playing West Germany in the semi-final match? No. What happened? Said Annie. Even though Italy was behind, they never gave up, said Roberto. Italy scored 5 goals in extra time. He heaved a big sigh. I can't believe it. I never thought in my life I would be here today to see this game. Me neither, said Annie. Jack laughed. Not in a million years. We'll arrive at Aztec Stadium soon, said Roberto, looking out the window. Thanks for your help, Jack said. He really liked this kid. He was also amazed that a 10-year-old could get around the city so easily. Do you go to the stadium a lot? No, this is my first time, he said, but I have practiced this trip in my mind many times. My father told me exactly what to do. Do you play soccer? Annie asked. I try, but I'm not that great, Roberto said. Me either, said Annie. I love it, but I'm not great. Same with me, said Jack. Love it, not great. They all laughed. By the time the train arrived at the stadium, the clouds had disappeared. Bright sunshine had replaced the drizzling rain. Steam was rising from a gigantic parking lot. That's Aztec Stadium, Roberto said, pointing out the window to an enormous concrete building. Cool, said Jack. He looked at his watch. It's 11:35. 25 minutes until kickoff, said Roberto. We made it. All because of you, Roberto, said Annie. Stay with me, Roberto said with a smile. I'll take good care of you. Thank you so much for joining me for Chapter 4. Next week we'll read Chapter 5 and see what happens when they're at the World Cup game watching Pele the Great play. I hope that you have a wonderful week and that things are going really well and that you're getting outside and finding ways to be active and that you're staying healthy and safe. All right, students, know that we love you so much here at Thomas Page and we miss seeing you so much and we're glad to see you online. So we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.